Welcome back, guys, and today we're going to be rolling with an Azorious control deck. I've got the quest on the minute to cast 15 white or blue spells, so that's why I basically just threw this together. I think I've played 2 matches online with it, maybe 3, so it's definitely not tested. This is where I've ended up. Instead of Royal Sprout, because I'm not sure if the AI is kind of traumatized me with that because you see it so often. But I'm kind of off that card at the minute. I'm testing out no, get out of here. I'm testing out adverse conditions instead because, I don't know, it's pretty nice. It basically gives you 2 turns to stop them, and then the next turn after that you can jump something down. So, gives you basically +3 creatures for 1 turn. Net creatures overall. So I don't know, if you're facing a big board you can stand a chance. And then apart from that, it's just standard. Get to Ulamog, Alhammer or Emiria Shepherd, and then have a shit ton of board wipes in the way. Card draw, counter spells. It's very similar to my Orzhov control deck, white wise. I think it's pretty much identical now that I think about it, which is kind of sad when I think about that. But instead of the Languish, all the black stuff, you get counter spells, card drawing, Artificer's Epiphany, and then I don't know, that's it really. Alhammer it, I guess. Been testing out Alhammer again. Honestly, this deck's more of a test deck. Definitely, I wouldn't judge this as my finest deck. I'm just testing out cards like Adverse Conditions and Alhammer it, who I think has actually improved since Battle for Zendikar. You can steal not steal, but you can stop them casting Ulamog, you can stop them casting pretty powerful spells. And it's a lot better, I think, these days, because a lot of these ramp decks don't actually pack removal. So Alhammer it can stick, and he has a 5/5 body in the air. It looks like I'm playing ATMA, so he's rank 40, which means I'm looking forward to the Acid Moss. 1 land hand, no. 4 land hand with Gideon's Report, Spell Shuffling. Yep, apparently this guy couldn't handle the heat. That was packing. That was a great game. Friends became enemies, enemies became friends, life was lost, boards were gained, and then overall he casts a Lumber and falls turn 1, so who's the daddy? I don't know, maybe I can counter something, but that's going to be a really big issue against this deck. I don't think we can actually touch it. Maybe a tragic, we have to bait him into doing it on his own turn, which is suicidal. So we're actually on a really big clock just down to that, which is sad. I've already found this deck's weakness. Do we keep Counterspell up or Alchemist Vial? The answer is Counterspell. Because we can Alchemist Vial in 2 turns when we can keep the Counterspell up as well. Lot of scary stuff we could have hit there. Of course he plays a tap land because it's AI and it can't sequence for shit. And repeat it last time. I guess we got Alchemist Vial and keep up Gideon's Reproach, but by the way, I love how the fact that our deck is completely countered by Lumbering Falls, and we've seen 2 of them in the top 4 cards. Yeah, glad I kept that counterspell up. Get out of here. So I mean, we've hit 5 land drops and he's played 1 creature, which I think is advantage me right now. There's the Epiphany, which works actually beautifully here. Allows us to go that into Epiphany, and then we can basically restock our hand. More land though, which isn't great. And this deck has even less win conditions than our bloody Orzhov deck, but can't have them all. It doesn't even activate the land. Well, I don't think you can. I think it's more expensive this one, isn't it? It is, but there's 2 more lands for our collection. There's another Spell Shuffle though, which I'm fine with. I think one of my weaknesses with this deck, that's going down. One of my weaknesses with this deck is, I guess I could have Gideon's Reproach that in case there's another Royal Rug. But I think I've kind of overpacked in the Ulamog counters. I've got 2 Angelic Edicts, Aligned Hedron Network, my own Ulamog counter spells. We have a shit ton of way up the Ulamog. I don't know, I just don't want to lose to him this game. So we're on a 7 turn clock. Can we find our own Ulamog in that turn, because we can nuke them lands? Not going to play any more planes because I can bring back stuff, namely this Alchemist Vial. Well, how many lands have we seen? 1, 2, 3, 6, 10 in the top 15, ladies and gentlemen, and we're up shit creek right now. We are literally on a 7-turn clock, and I really feel this deck's going to lose to that, which isn't exactly how we want it to be in life. Hexproof is overpowered and needs to be taken. I don't know. Like, from my point of view, I don't know why the hell they give us so much hexproof with Battle for Zendikar. I don't know, maybe I'm just being bitter. But like, that's the number one complaint about card in Origins was Guy's Revenge. And then they went, you know what's a good idea? Plated Crusher, Ulamog who we can't touch, I don't know. I just think, yep, that's what I needed. I just think the most frustrating thing about Duels at the time of Origins was cards which you can barely interact with. And then Battle for Zendikar just decided to give us like double with all this. Like, Ulamog is basically uninteractable with, in the sense that you need like Fleshbag, Celestial Flare, both of which, if they've got one of the creature, you're done for. Tragic Arrogance, I guess, if they do have one of the creature. It's just really conditional stuff. And I'm going to have to stem this floor here and take out this Shadow Glider. AI doesn't attack. Oh, he does, thank god. I don't know, Ulamog off the top and we're still back in this. One in 44 chance. Come on there. Nothing you can do when you flood out like this. Adverse Conditions, that's actually a card I wouldn't mind seeing right now. Allows us to tap down them 2 flyers. Be able to trade with the 1/1 or chump, I guess. Probably just trade. Depends what he does here. Typical that we run into an aggro deck. Okay, here we go. So if this had been Raw Sprout, it really wouldn't have helped us. We could have bounced that welcome turn, but I don't know, I quite like Adverse Conditions as a stall. It's going to buy us minimum of 2 turns here to find this Fateful Ulamog in the top cards of our deck. And or a board wipe. I guess board wipe wouldn't be bad. He's on 6 lands. I'm just glad he stopped activating these Lumbering Falls. The AI is not smart enough to realise that it just beats us. Clutch Occurrence to make a land, and he animates the AI. You are the most retarded piece of shit I've ever seen. What? Why? Why would you do that? It doesn't have hexproof. That's why I'm laughing. He's literally made that easier for me to kill. Thank you, AI. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we actually have to play a land out to have the haste. But that's absolutely what I'm going to do. Because this is basically one of our win conditions. Which land do we want to keep? Well, we need to keep it. Well, we've got so many. Yeah, let's get the planes because it's easy to keep track of. See where it taps. And there we go. So maybe we crunch in for a while. Well, we get 1 attack in. Gives us another draw step. And we can start stalling again. What do we draw? Ulamog. Okay, well we got a 6/6 body. If I attack in, I take him to 8, and he takes me to 3, 5, 6, 8. He takes me to 6, so that's not worth doing. We can block his ground stuff, I guess. We can sack an Alchemist File to take out that Welcome turn for a turn, or maybe the Sky Spawner probably. Oh, it stays tapped. What the hell am I doing? Yeah, I'm not going to do anything here. So, lost track of my turns with that Part of the Water Veil. So that's why I like Part of the Water Veil. I mean, granted if this guy had if I wasn't up against the back throw, that was 12 damage there. Give me an extra draw step. I'm not complaining. But there can't be too many more lands left in the deck. We're 40 cards deep, and we have seen. There's a Raw Sprout. Damn you! I am definitely playing the AI. I'm just dead here, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 12 lands. I mean, you can't come. There's 12 lands in the top 30 of deck. I'm not gonna. I have no need right now to play this. I just tap down that 4/4, and then pray for a board wipe off the top. That's all we've got. I mean, there's 4 in the deck, so it's a 1 in 10 chance. All you can ask for. Card draw would help. He. Oh, whoa, shit. I may have. I can't even target that shit. Yeah. Should have done that before. I'm out of this game. I deserve to lose now. I don't know. I take 6-8. Good. Next turn I'm dead unless I see. Ulamog doesn't even save me, I don't think. You can just go wide. Spell Shrivel. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that one down to Flood. Nothing really you can do there. Didn't see a board wipe. What did we see? We saw 8 non-land cards in that game, which is pretty insane. Well, 9 actually with the Path of Watervale. And including an Artificer's Epiphany, which drew us 2 cards, yeah. So we actually saw more land than not. That's well over a 50% ratio. 10, 12, yeah. 12 in the top 20 that's a loss against an aggro deck, especially when none of them 12 was a board wipe. Got beat by the AI. Back to 26. Didn't even get the challenge. And 25 lands. It's not an unreal amount. Just RNG is RNG. But adverse conditions was impressive there, I thought. Even though we did lose, bought us a couple turns to hopefully rip into something. Just didn't do it. Hopefully this guy will stick around past turn 1. But it was his deck. That's why I carried on playing. I just don't have the. I don't like losing rank for. Just because I can't be bothered to play the AI. I do now. I've now adopted a new policy versus all the acid moths. I just don't stick around, I just leave. Yeah, I lose a rank, yeah. Well, that's not worth my anger. 5 land hand with 2 epiphanies, he's on the plate. I really want to keep this. But we don't even get to them pro streams coming tapped, so 3 land hand. This is worse, but hopefully this guy isn't too fast. We got 2 board wipes in hand this time. Technically one of our win conditions in Part of the Watervale. As a counter spell, hopefully he can buy us some time. Who are we even playing? Victor Baxinio. Looks like we're playing an artifact deck, that's what that tells me. Unfortunately, as he was on the play, I don't get my counter spell up on time, which is annoying. So I mean, probably, I would have absolutely loved to counter this Thopter Engineer, but sometimes it's just the jury of on the play. Instead, he discard. Well, I'm fine with that. You take a turn off to discard and draw 2 cards, and I can keep a counter spell up now. Gets rid of displacement wave. Good call against this deck. Blind Heatwork Network. I don't know. I'm probably just going to take that out. I mean, granted we haven't seen ramp yet, but it seems a bit too unconditional. Please play a Whirl Rogue. Something good here, which I want to counter. I mean, we do have the board wipe in 2 turns, but that does represent a lot of damage with the Whirl Rogue and the PN Kierans and stuff. Yeah, I don't like it, but haste scares me in this deck. That's a lot of damage at me the next turn. If I don't rip a land in the next 2 turns, I'm in trouble, and I don't rip it that turn. So I think that's the right call. Because I mean, if I don't rip a land, if I don't rip a land here, I'm up against it basically. There's a Gearcrafter. Nope, wrong card. It's a bad card. What's it called? I hate this card. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Of course I ripped the land. Guess I can't complain. We don't have board wipes up either. We don't have the double white. I mean, I'm probably honestly, I'm probably just Part of the Watervale for no value, just to try and keep hitting land drops here. as much as I hate doing that, because it's no value, it's just draw a card basically. Yeah. Against this deck, looking at my hand, I need to find a second white, and I need to find a 7th land drop. So, hopefully we rip a land. Unfortunately, yes, I could exile something, but not going to do that. I think we definitely splash more towards blue. I think we do go, I think it's like 9 and 7 or something like that. And that's what I was fearing a couple turns ago. So that's what? 2, 3, 4 damage. So, do you want to be really nice off the top? Plains. That would be most ideal. Of course, we're not going to see it. After all the land we saw last game, we're not going to. So, hey! You know, you start bitching out the game and it sometimes rewards you. Yeah, playing the cleanse in here. We'll play an outburst. Hits everything, well, Tragic Arrogance, we'd have to leave him with Lucky, one of his artifacts. So, in that situation, I mean, Tragic Arrogance we can drop, I'll hammer at then Tragic Arrogance, he builds a new board. That's 2 of his Thopter Engineers out the way, that's 2 Whirler. Why do they always go in packs? It's like Acid Moss, you never see one Acid Moss. It's always multiple Acid Mosses. Mossai. Land off the top, please. I'm not desperate to hit a land drop, I will just part the water veil here if I don't. Never mind, thank you very much game. Because now we can Tragic Arrogance. The turn after to reset his board. What's he got? Well, that's a shitty hand, isn't it? I have to hit Willbreaker because he can just steal a creature. But he had the Thopter Spy Network, he had the Chief of the Foundry. Both of which cards I would normally like to steal, so I don't know if we can. Although if he does play that Thopter Spy Network, Tragic Arrogance, we can get rid of it with and let him keep the Aether Grid, whatever it is. Which is not a bad play. We even have the Angelic Edict for it as well. There's the thing. Okay, so I mean, probably the Tragic Arrogance turn next turn. Because he's just going to keep pinging us for 1 with them Thopters. And then, that's not ideal. Guess he could have made his Whirlrug unblockable for more damage. Talentine. Honestly, it's a Talentine turn. Because if we hit a land here, we can. Well, we don't even need to hit a land. I'm just looking for land at this point. Yes, I'll keep you. Keep adverse conditions because it's basically a land. To be honest, I'm under so little pressure. I think he had a Reclusive Artificer, but he's only got 2 artifacts on the field. So I'm willing to. I'm not in critical mass of my Alhammer getting killed yet. But Willbreaker can kill, well, not kill, but can affect Ulamog. So, gotta keep that in mind. 6, I'm on 8 lands with the. Did I not draw on adverse conditions? No, it's on the top of my library. Should have done that the other way around. Shit. Oh well, we got the Chief of the Foundry out of his deck. I'm taking a lot of damage this turn actually. I'm not sure if that was a good play. I fucked that up big time. And he drew Powerless Map, but we can. Shit. Oh, okay, he doesn't have the Thopter Engineer. That's good. So it's not as critical mass as I thought. We'd be dead if he did. We only take it. He does draw a card. He only attacks with 1. That's weird, I think. Because he can't trade on the backswing, so. You just get a ping us a shit ton with this Aether Grid as well. So. But the next turn is now Tragic Arrogance. That's the adverse conditions. I guess I could part the Water Veil attack in and then. No, because he'd just end up trading creatures. I'll just Tragic Arrogance now. I think he missed the triggers there. I'm absolutely fine with that. What do I want him to keep? You know what? You can keep a tapped Whirler, a tapped Thopter. And you can keep your Ether Grid. I'd much rather that than the Thopter Spy Network. I'll keep my hammer up. And you can keep that again. So I take 2. He missed his triggers though, so I think he did miss a decent amount of damage there. But I'm down to 9, so... Do I attack in? So we know he has a Will Breaker in hand and a Recluse Artificer. So I'm not too worried, I guess. I only go down to 8. That's my thing right now. Then next turn, I can Adverse Conditions after I part the Water Veil and just really put the pressure on this guy, I think. Not sure though. He is playing artifacts or anything possible. Can just crack these foundries now. Rattling Blaze to kill my creature. I completely forgot about that shit. He doesn't have the spell mastery for it. Oh, he does, bollocks. Do we just die here? Go down to 3. It's not good. Ulamog saves us though. Like his... No, he's got the Will Breaker in hand. Shit. We have to get him to play that now before we play Ulamog. Gauging approach is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can't part the Water Veil and get the Awaken cost. And I don't particularly want to just draw a card. I think I'm just going to pass the turn. Back to him. Gideon's approach that thing, and then he does have the Thopters, which is the biggest worry right now. That's instant speed stuff. Need to get him to tap out. That's what we need to do here. Okay, that's fine. Another Thopter Spy Network isn't great. So his last card's Will Breaker. Okay, Adverse Conditions. Because you can tap them, take us down to 2. We're in Perilous Mirror range, we're in Twin Bolt range. We see a land off the top though. I think we can win this. He doesn't tap in response. We don't see a land. Now is the turn to... This isn't going to win us the game, so... This is the turn to... Alchemist Vial. Try and hit a land drop and then part the Water Veil, just try and survive really. That's the land we needed. But what do we take out with this? What do we take out with this? Ulamog. You have to take out the flyer. We almost have to take out the lands as well, but... Shit, this is a difficult decision. We have to take out the flyer, and we have to take out Chief of the Foundry, and then that leaves him with two Thopters. Because we could take out the Foundries, but then the next one he kills us. So, I guess we could take out the Thopter and 1 Foundry. But his last card's Will Breaker, so Ether Grid kills us, so we have to take out Ether Grid now. So I guess we have to take out Thopter and Ether Grid. Because his last card's Will Breaker. Nothing else can target us, so yeah. Take out Thopter. And take out Ether Grid. For Whirler Rogue. For Will Breaker. I mean, it doesn't buy us much, but it does mean if we draw into a board wipe off the top, we can win. He gets a flyer here. But his last card's Will Breaker and he can't target us. There's the third Thopter and there's the Will Breaker. Actually, we win now because he doesn't have the blockers. Because we can double Angelic Edict. And we can even just tap them down. So, I don't know how I managed that. But I thought he was going to after it a Foundry. Tapped on the Will Breaker. Exile that. And then that's a win. Just about anyway. I think I misplayed that awfully, yep. But we got there, and that's all that matters in this lovely game of Magic, I guess. So, win by Ulamog. I generally don't know how I pulled that out. It's like, I may sound like unimpressed, but it's just pure shock right now. And I still don't think that's a pack for us today. What are we on? Unless this thing's like 60 gold. It's not, it's 20. So I'm sorry I failed. I was one win off. But we're going to call it an end there. So yeah, I'll just have to keep you in suspense. So thank you guys for watching. And I will see you later.